Today the topic is arithmetic sequences. You should know what is the meaning of an arithmetic sequence before we move on to further equations and questions that we are going to solve for the day. Let me write 11, 14, 17, 20, 23 and so on. You can see that every time the difference between 14 minus 11 is plus 3. 17 minus 14, again a plus 3. 20 minus 17, positive 3. 23 minus 20 is again a 3. So every time you are creating this or you're generating the next term by adding a number, a constant value 3. Let me show you another example. 20, 14, 8, 2, so on. Here you can see that when you do 14 minus 20, it's a minus 6. 8 minus 14, again it's a minus 6. 2 minus 8 is again a minus 6. So you're generating the next term every time by subtracting a constant value, which is negative 6. So this is also an arithmetic sequence. You can create an arithmetic sequence either by adding a constant value or by subtracting the same value. Now let's start the main topic. The generalized formula for the arithmetic sequence is given by, or the nth term equation or the nth term formula is given by un is equal to u1 plus n minus 1 d, where u1 stands for the first term of the sequence, d is the common difference, n refers to the position of the sequence, whether it's the first, second, third or fourth term that you're talking about. So n stands for the position, and un refers to a term in the sequence. The number in the nth position can be defined by un. Let me show you an example. Here you can see 5, 8, 11, 14. So u1 here, u1, u2, u3, u4. So u1 is nothing but the first term. So my u1 here is 5. My common difference, so every time I'm doing a plus 3. And remember, d is calculated, which is a common difference, is calculated as u2 minus u1. Or you can say, you can calculate it as u4 minus u3 or u3 minus u2. So remember, don't do the reverse, don't do u1 minus u2. No, it's a second term minus the first term. So here 8 minus 5, which is 3. Now you have n refers to the position. See, if I say u2 means here my n is 2. I'm talking about the second term here, which is 8. Now un refers to a particular term. For example, if I ask you what is u4, you give me the answer 14. So un stands for the term in that particular position. So u4 here is 14. With that, let me move forward. Now today you will be dealing with type 1 question, which is a direct substitution of values into the formula to find a specific term, finding two missing values or variables from the data given using simultaneous equations, and the third part of the questions will be finding the position or the number of terms in the sequence. So if you are okay with any one of these topics, you can just skip that part and go to the section where you need explanation to save time. Question 1. Use the general formula to find u7 or the seventh term of the sequence 5, 8, 11, 14. Now you have the formula given in your formula booklet where un is equal to u1 plus n minus 1 times d. Now the question here is to find u7 or the seventh term. u1 here is 5, which is the first term. d is the difference between the terms, so u2 minus u1, which is 8 minus 5, giving you 3. So now you can substitute these values into the equation. u1 is 5 plus n is 7, because you're talking about the seventh term, so 7 minus 1 and your D is 3. So you get the answer as U7 equals 5 plus 6 times 3, which is 5 plus 6 times 3 is 18. Your final answer is 23. Just to remind you, if it is U7, you can just directly write U1 plus 60, because 7 minus 1 is going to be 6. So that makes your solving quicker. Or if the question is to find the 100th term, so U100, you can straight away write U1 plus 99D. Question 2. Given an arithmetic progression with U21 equals 65 and D equals -2. Find the value of the first term. So they are asking you to find U1. Now, from the given data, you have U21 equals 65. So U21 can be written as U1 plus 20D. So I'll write U1 plus 20D is equal to 65, because they have already told that in the question that the 21st term is 65. The common difference is -2. So you want to find U1, you have the value for D. So just replace the values into the equation and solve for U1. U1 plus 20 times -2 equals 65. U1 plus, it's going to be -40 there, equals 65. Now U1 equals 65. I'm shifting the -40, so plus 40, and U1 equals 105. So the first term here is 105. Question 3. Given two terms of an arithmetic sequence, U5 is -3.7 and U15 is -52.3. Find the value of the 19th term. So the question is to find U19, which is equal to U1 plus 18D. Now to find U19, you need U1, the first term, and the common difference D, which is not given in the question. So let's make two equations from the data which is given in the question. U5, we know U5 is U1 plus 4D, and U5 is equal to -3.7. So my first equation will be U1 plus 4D equals -3.7. Equation 1. Now U15 can be written as U1 plus 14D, and from the question we know U15 is equal to -52.3. So my second equation will be U1 plus 14D is equal to -52.3. I have two equations, two variables to be found. You can use your calculator to simplify these two equations, or you can just do it manually. I will subtract the equations, equation 1 minus equation 2. So look for the sign changes. I'll be subtracting them. So it's negative, so it will turn to be positive. So I have U1 minus U1, which is 0. I have 4D minus 14D, and here it's -3.7 plus 52.3, which is -10D is equal to 48.6. So my D here is going to be 48.6 divided by -10, giving me -4.86. Now when I get the answer for one of the variables, I have to put it back into the equation. So U1 plus 4D is -3.7. So u1 here is going to be negative 3.7 minus 4 times d. Now my d is negative 4.86. And my answer for u1 is equal to 15.74. Now your solution doesn't end here because the question is to find the value for the 19th term. So let me just write it here. u19 is equal to u1 plus 18d. Substituting the values for u1 and d, I have 15.74 plus 18 times negative 4.86. So u19 will be equal to minus 71.74. This is your final answer to this question. Question 4. Find the number of terms in the finite arithmetic sequence. Now you have to find the number of terms here. Now if you look at the sequence, you can see this is the first term, u1, u2, u3, and this is un. Because you don't know n, you don't know the position of the value negative 36. So if you find the value for n at the position of this term, you can say the number of terms in the sequence. So let's start by writing u1 is equal to 6 and d is equal to u2 minus u1, which is negative 1 minus 6, giving me a negative 7. Going back to the equation, un is equal to u1 plus n minus 1d. I take un here, the value for un is negative 36. My first term is 6 plus n, I'm not sure of what is n. So I'm going to find what is n. So it's going to be n minus 1 times d. d is negative 7. Negative 36, I shift the 6 to the side. The remaining here is n minus 1 times negative 7. I have minus 42 equals n minus 1 times negative 7. So my plan is to divide this. So minus 42 divided by minus 7 gives me n minus 1. So if you simplify it, I can say n minus 1 is equal to negative 42 divided by negative 7 gives me 6. So n is going to be 6 plus 1, which is 7. So the number of terms in this finite sequence is going to be 7, and it is u7 here, which is negative 36. That's it for the day.